Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me. How are we all doing? I hope you are all well. So today, I'm going to, as I've got a day off, I am going to answer the questions that you've been giving me. I've actually had my shift cancelled. It's Thursday the 28th of November. And I was supposed to be in work all week this week, and I had my shift cancelled on Tuesday and on Thursday. So I think by telling them that I didn't want to drive 7.5 tonners anymore, I think I've kind of shot myself in the foot. But, you know, don't bite the hand that feeds you. That's what they say, innit? So anyway, I've got my laptop here. I've got the questions ready. So let's crack straight on, shall we? I'm ready now. Question numero uno. Jonathan Jackson. What is your favourite wagon or lorry, not van, and will you ever consider tramping? Hey, that's 2 in 1, that. You go, son, you go. My favourite wagon was the 32-ton 8-legger that I drove at the building place. It had 3-axle steering and a double axle that didn't steer. So I had 4 axles altogether and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 wheels. That was my favourite just because it was huge. It was a DAF CF 440, I think. It was massive. Power for days. Loads and loads of oomph. Really fun to drive, especially when it was empty. Really, really, really easy to reverse. Reverse it like a car. Could get it in anywhere. Anywhere at all it'd go. That was my favourite wagon. I think I took a picture of it. If I did, I'll put it up. Well, I won't put it up here. It'll be here somewhere, I think. Yeah, and tramping. Yeah, I will consider tramping. I do want to do it. I do, when the time is right. That's the thing at the moment, where me and the missus were both trying to get into some sort of a routine where it comes to me working and her working. Because she's working 13.5-hour days. I'm working, any length of time. I was out the house from 3:15 until 8:10 last night because I did a 15-hour day. So we're trying to get into some life balance at the moment. But yeah, tramping definitely in the future. Yep. I'd even tramp in a class 2. I'd love to do the job that Jay used to do, where he used to go down to Birmingham or down south, tramp there for one night and drive back, have the next day off, and then do the same again, or something similar. I wouldn't mind doing that, to be honest. I'd do that now if it got offered to me. So, that's that. Question number 2. Hand Solo, nice. Does chopping and changing between all these different size vehicles mess with your spatial awareness when you get back into a proper truck? Yes, it does, massively. I don't know if it's just because I'm new or if it's going to happen continuously throughout my career, but yeah, it does. When I've been driving 7.5 tonners now for 3 weeks solid, I think. I don't think I've touched it. Well, apart from yesterday, I've not touched a class 2 wagon in about 3 weeks, which is why I was a bit gypped off with the place that I've been working for, which, I think it's personally completely understandable. I paid 1,500 quid for a class 2 licence, and they've been putting me in vans and stuff just because I'm a grafter and I get the job done, which I think's a bit unfair. All I asked for was a bit of give and take. 3 days in a 7.5 tonner, 3 days in a class 2. That's all I've asked for. But yeah, spatial awareness, it does mess about with it massively. The biggest one is the length. That's the big one. When I've been driving the 7.5 tonners, I can get really close up to fences, gates, loading bays or whatever. When I jump back into a class 2, because the mirror's magnification must be slightly different, I find myself being parked 10, 12 feet away from the gates, when in the mirror it looks like I'm on it, but I'm not. Another thing when I'm driving vans and 7.5 tonners is I seem to be about 4 feet away from parked cars, when I'm driving down the road, whereas when I'm in a class 2, I can get, within 1 or 2 feet and drive down it quite happily. But yeah, I seem to block the road off a bit when I'm driving vans and 7.5 tonners because I just drive too far away. But cornering's completely fine. Doesn't mess about with you in that way, but it does mess about with your length and your width, big time. So, number 3. Good information, mate. Siraj Aguli. If, for example, 5 years down the line you get fed up with it, what would you do for work? Damn. I have absolutely no idea. No idea. I want money. I want to earn money. I want to be happy and not have to worry about money. So, I don't know. Maybe something like a transport manager or a route planner, if they're on good money. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. I really couldn't tell you. I don't think I'm planning on leaving lorry driving, to be honest. I'm enjoying it that much. I love it. I still really do love it. And there's still so much more for me to do. You know, my problem is I get very bored in jobs. That's why I've had so many. I get bored. I get bored doing the same thing over and over and over again. Going to the same places, seeing the same faces, doing the exact same thing day in, day out, it bores me. That's why I think once my I-10's cleared off my licence, I think I'll probably end up going to somewhere like a pallet network or something like that. Somewhere where we're not going to the same place every single day, going somewhere different. But as for what would I do for work in 5 years, I've absolutely no idea. No idea. Sorry, I don't know. Question number 4. Zazax. Zazax? I don't know. Are you planning your class 1? If yes, when? Soon. Very soon. I think unless I can get into regular class 2 work and pretty quick, class 1's going to be very soon, because they won't be putting me in a class 1 van, will they? So, yeah, it is going to be very soon, but that's all I'm going to say. Question number 5. Hi, Jack Wright. Do you not fancy going into tipper driving on the 8-wheel tippers? No. I want to stay as far away from the construction industry as I possibly can. I am not a fan of the construction industry. I've spent too long in it and I just don't like it. For example, when I was doing a delivery for the building company, there was a protocol in place for anyone delivering in a wagon to the site that I was on. And you pulled into a street, went down to the bottom, and then it was a T-junction. But to the right-hand side, it was a dead end. Now, the tipper drivers were parking on the street, and then going into the T-junction at the dead end, and then waiting until the other one come out. And then they drove off, he reversed up to the digger, and then one drove down and into the T-junction. So they all moved along. So it was just a constant, in and out circle kind of thing up this T-junction. So I joined the queue, and I went into the T-junction, sat and waited. The tipper driver did what he was doing, and I had to go to the guy that was doing the tipper wagons on the digger to take 2 pallets off my wagon. So I had to go to him. So common sense, you get into the queue and you wait. So the guy drives out, I backs down, and I couldn't go right onto the mud where the other tipper drivers were going, because I wouldn't have got out, because it was like that deep in thick mud. Not sludge, actual mud, and I wouldn't have got out. I just wouldn't have. So I started reversing down. Another tipper driver goes into the T and then comes down with me. Well, I stopped, and he stopped. So he gets out and starts effing and jeffing at me. Like, I'm sat there, and you know what I'm like for people talking down to me. You just don't do it, I'm afraid. You just don't. Well, you can do, but I don't appreciate it. And you're not going to get any respect back. Move out the way, get out the way. What are you doing there? Why are you parking there? Because I'm being unloaded. Yeah, well, I need to get past. Well, I need to get here. Yeah, well, you need to move out to where, else I'm going to move you. Move me then. Move me. I'm sat here. I'm not going anywhere. He's going to come down and unload me in a minute. It's tough. So we had to fiff and faff about, going like this, in this yard, to try and get round me, and it's all my fault. How'd you work that out? What, because I'm just not one of the boys? Is that what it was? So yeah, that's just one example. I don't like working in the construction industry. It's not for me. That's basically the be all and end all of it. It's just not for me. I got out of it and I don't want to go back into it. So 8-wheel tippers, nope. Question 6, Anthony Hawkridge. Who's your top 3 Leeds players you have seen playing? For me, it's Shezet, Viduka and Paulo. Oh mate, that's an hard one. Bloody hell. That's an hard one, that, mate. I've got to say. My favourite Leeds player of all time is Alan Smith, number 17. All my Leeds tops have got 17 on the back, and either Smith or Didi. So, yeah. I haven't got favourite other 2 players because there's loads. There's absolutely loads. Jason Wilcox, when he scored that absolute howler against Bolton in 2002. That got a big thumbs up. That made him very likeable. And then Danny Mills, Danny Mills scored first and then Wilcox went on banged him one at the end, didn't he? 2 absolute top bag screamers. They're 2 players I liked. Lee Boyer, Ian Hart, really liked him. Paul Robinson, fantastic goalkeeper when he was in his prime. I really liked Harry Kewell. I loved him. Viduka, when he scored that banger against Arsenal. Was it the last time they lost before they went on that 50-game unbeaten streak? I think it was, wasn't it? It was slightly offside, but ball come over, kneed it, and then volleyed it. Boosh! Proper leathered it one. And they won 3-2. But of recent years, Pontus Jansson, he was definitely one of my favourites. His passion for Leeds was amazing, and that's what I want from a footballer: passion. At the end of the day, 99% of footballers play the game and then go home and get pissed. Whereas we're all left crying because our team's lost and the players have played like crap, when the people that are earning hundreds of thousands are sat there getting pissed and loving life to the max. So Pontus Jansson, with his passion for Leeds, was amazing. And that made me really like him. Plus he was awesome. Calvin Phillips, another one. Passion, unrivaled, unbelievable. Pablo, he's mint. He's probably the best midfielder in Championship at the moment, or one of. He's bang on. Roof, I love Roof. Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't give you a very simple answer, but I've not really got 3 top players. Smith was always my favourite, and then I don't know, everyone else kind of falls in behind. Number 7, Shane Redfern. What editing software do you use, pal? I use Premiere Pro CC 2018 version. I do pay for it. I can have the updates all the time from Creative Cloud, but Premiere Pro 2019, I just don't like it, so I use CC. This one. That's what I use. Oh my lord, what's going on? Oh, frig. Question number 8. Hiya pal, just a minute. Right, I'm back. Question 8. Retro Mario. Number 1. Hiya pal, just a quick one. It's funny you should say that because it's the longest question I've got. You said your driving agency is alright with traffic offences, be it speeding and what have you. Are they alright taking people on who have had recent disciplinary action against them? I'm asking for a friend. Lol. We all know you're asking for Luigi. You're a bad driver anyway. I don't know what you mean by disciplinary action. Do you mean from a company? Like you've been given a warning from a company? Or you've been sacked from that company? If so, the agency don't need to know, quite frankly, do they? It's none of their business. Also, would they be alright with one of their drivers saying I'll do anything except livestock? Or would they get blacklisted, so to speak? No, I don't think you'd get blacklisted. When I started agencies, I write on the sheet that I will not be doing livestock or animal carcasses or anything like that. I do little bits of, like chicken and beef and stuff that's pre-packaged in little packages ready for the places I deliver to. But I will not be going ever into any abattoirs or anything like that, ever. So, no. To be honest, I don't even know if agencies do livestock transport and stuff like that. You need to have a certificate for livestock transport, and I think you have to have a health and safety certificate. You have to have an health and safety certificate for refrigerated goods as well, I think. So the easiest way to stay away from it is just don't do it. Just say you don't want to do refrigeration at all. I know Craig transports everything from animal carcasses to beef fat to green beans and peas and stuff. So if you drive a refrigerator wagon trailer, then you're going to transport pretty much anything. So just stay away from refrigeration. That's my advice. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want to be anywhere near livestock or animal carcasses or anything like that. I hate it. I'm completely against it. Hate it. So, no, you won't get blacklisted. If you make another comment about what disciplinary action you mean, unless I've covered it, then I'll get back to you with that one. Thanks in advance anyway, if you even see this. I see all my comments. All of them. Question number 9. Let me see what this text is about actually first. Right. Question number 9. Joe O'Shea. Mate, keep up the good videos. Also, have you played Euro Truck Simulator 2? And also, what's the worst thing you remember from your childhood? My lord. That's a deep question, that, matey. No, I've not played Euro Truck Simulator 2. I would like to get the full setup. A big screen and a steering wheel and gear stick and all that stuff. And actually record myself playing it. I'd love to do that. I think Vosa or DVSA might get on to me though. Have you put your card in? Shut up, you furry. You're supposed to be on a break, not driving. Whatever. The worst thing I remember from my childhood, I can't really go into that. Nothing bad. But yeah, something affected me in my childhood that's messed my head up for life. But I'll just answer a question. One of my earliest memories was when I was 8 years old. I was stood on the back of my bed, the opposite to the headboard, the backboard. I was stood on that, trying to get a sticker off the top of my door when I was 8 year old, reaching up loud, trying to get a sticker, and I slipped. And we had pointy door handles. There was like that kind of shape. And I fell, and it cut me right up my belly, right up there. A cut about that long, right up. That's like probably one of the worst things I remember from my childhood when I was 8 year old. It up. Anyway, thank you for your question, Joe. Question number 10, Chris B. Have you ever put your hand in anything brown and sticky yet? Lol. Yes, I have actually. When I was scaffolding, if I've got a picture on my phone of it, that I'll try and put it as a picture on here so you can see. When I was doing that was the first design scaffold I ever did. It was in Worsley, Delft, just as you come off the M60. It's a stupid crane thing or something, and they needed a scaffold to hoist the crane up like that. So that was the first design scaffold I ever did, and it had to have ballasts at the bottom, which are what they used were big massive 1,000 litre tubs of water. But they got the tubs from Cadbury's, and some of them had the Milky Way fondant in the bottom, the white gooey stuff, and some of them had some brown chocolatey caramelly stuff in the bottom. And when we was getting them off the wagon, we just literally chucked them off the wagon, and they still had some of this stuff in the bottom, and the caramel fell out and went down, and as I went to turn it up, I got 2 handfuls of brown and sticky gone off caramel chocolatey stuff all over my gloves. So yeah, I have actually put my hand in something brown and sticky. I missed your early vlogs, mate, but how much did you have to fork out for your medical and for your provisional? I'm looking at 150 plus. Ridiculous. Don't be daft. Your provisional's free. You don't pay anything for that. And the medical, don't pay any more than 50 quid for it. Yeah. Your medical's literally 10 minutes. Get your doctor to do it. Your doctor charge you 50 quid. Or go private. I'm sure private's a bit cheaper. Just Google HGV medicals and you'll get a list of loads of them come up. Phone them up and just say you want an HGV medical, how much do you charge? That's the easiest way of going about that. Don't pay 150 quid plus. Your provisional's free. Completely free. I've got a video on my channel about it. Go and check it out. Question 11. Chad, another quick question about agency work. Your first day of being a brand new driver, do you go out alone to get the job done, or do the agency put some kind of trainer driver with you to start with? Keep up the good work, mate. It depends where you go. Depends. If you're going on a temp perm role, like what I was going to go on at, Kingsmill or Allied Bakeries or Domino's, that's like where you just work for them. That's it. Then they do assessment drives. They will take you out with a driver and do an assessment drive for you. Sometimes they'll show you the ropes, show you how to get through a day, and you might spend 2 days with a driver that will show you how to do the route. With driver hire who I'm with, I've never had anyone come out in the wagon with me. If you check out my video, my first day in a HGV, I'll put a link up to it here or here. I always forget. It's that way, isn't it? That was my first day. And I mean my first day, my first day doing my checks, my first day, I'd put a tackle in on the night shift, but I didn't do anything on the night shift. I literally just drove to Stoke, turned around and come back. But my first day, I had to do everything myself. And they just said, there's your wagon, this is what you're delivering, there you pick notes, deliver to the delivery address, not the invoice address, there's your keys, there's a fuel card, go and fill it up before you set off, see you later. I was like, yeah, okay, brilliant. That's how I like to learn. I don't like people showing me what to do. Well, it's not that I don't like it, I'd rather learn my own way. That way I can't blame anyone if anything goes wrong. If this guy says to me, oh, well, you take the cages off here and take them up there, and then the next time I go, I get a parking ticket because I'm parked in the wrong place. And I turn around and say, wait a minute, he's told me to do it. The company's probably going to hate me for grassing on him, and he's going to hate me for grassing on him, and it all just turns into a big stupid mess. So, the answer to your question, some do, some don't. Depends where you go. The last question, number 12. Babatunde Swana. Did I say that right? That was well cool if I did. Sorry for the random question, but what would your dream salary be? Be realistic. Don't say anything like 20 billion or 260k. I would be happy with 40k. I wouldn't say no to more money. Another difficult one. Hard question. When it comes to HGV driving, I'm not really. It's hard to explain. I'm not really in it for the money as such. Obviously, it's work, and I'm going to work to earn money. But I do enjoy HGV driving. It doesn't feel like I'm at work. So, I do want money, but it's a bonus. I'm happy if I do 5 days a week and I'm home with missus every night, I'm happy with 400 quid a week take home, quite frankly. I'm happy with that. Anything extra is a bonus. If I wasn't doing HGV driving, then my dream salary would be enough so that I don't have to worry about money. How much is that? £2,000 a month take home, £500 a week cash, £3,000 a month take home. Just so that when we go shopping, we don't have to think, can we afford that? Or if we want to have a takeaway one night, we don't have to think, but can we afford the bills on the first? That kind of thing. I'd like to just have a constant amount of money in the bank. Like if I had just £10,000 in the bank that I could just leave there, not for anything, just leave it there, so that if I do want a new coat or I do want a new pair of trainers, I can just go out and buy it without thinking, am I going to be able to afford these trainers? Or should I leave it until next week? That kind of thing. I'd just like to not have to worry about money. So my dream salary, I don't really know. I would like to be a millionaire. Who wouldn't? I'd love to have millions and millions and millions and not have to worry about it and just live a life of luxury. But yeah, I hope that kind of answered your question. That's it for questions. I'm all out. That's 12. I'm sorry, I do ramble on, I do waffle, but there you go, that's me. That's what you all come to see, innit? I'll come to hear. If you've got any more questions, drop them in below if you want to, and I will answer them. I'll do another video like this if you want me to. So, I will get this up soon. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Be safe. Much love. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thumb it up, thumb it down. You take your pick, whatever. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.